Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast.
Woo! We're back. Wow.
We are back.
It's like spring colors.
I love
it.
guys,
I love this
spring
color.
has sprung. My life is a lot better now. It is.
That's true. It
Just the hope of spring has revived my soul. I remembered that warm weather happens and it really brought joy to my heart. It really did. Anyway, so today we are back with episode 158. Woohoo! And we are going to be talking about how to make friends after college or in your adult life, basically. Because it's a tricky sitch, guys, but one that I have done and done well at. So I will give you some tips. And we would like to start off by saying, there's only 3 wimps and wigs here because Lisa is supporting her husband through cancer treatment right now. So please pray for her family. And Catherine is, as Christina said, supporting her son through a double ear infection and herself through her sickness that she is, dealing with right now. So you just get us, the wimps and wigs. And I think we're a pretty great time. So without further ado, let's jump into the video.
Let's do it. All right, ladies. Start with our highs and lows of the week.
What is my high and what is my low? I feel like I had them. I had a really fun time over the weekend. I did a bunch of stuff. It was really fun. I went to my friend's show. He's like, would you ever want to do like a show with me? I was like, I have stage fright.
What?
I know. But then he was like, maybe we could do a duet so you're not alone. I was like, sure, I love you. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, I love him so deeply.
Sure, I love you.
I do. Anywho, great guy. Anywho, where was I in the point? Oh, yeah, I just had a pretty good time this weekend. I don't know. I just felt like it was good. We cleaned up our house.
Oh, yeah.
We just it was a pretty solid weekend, which made me happy. I think also made it better because it was one of the first weekends back into the world, and I was in the world a lot this weekend, and it was really fun. And yes, I took many vitamins. Anyway, my low, let's see. Oh, there were a few nights this week where I just couldn't force myself to go to bed, and I went to bed at 2 a.m. for no reason.
Oh, that happened to me, but my equivalent of that is 9:30 or 10.
Exactly.
Every time I do that, I'm like, I cannot believe myself right now. It is 9:30.
Yeah.
And I look and I see the 10 and I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so bad. I'm literally falling asleep while scrolling through TikTok and I can't get myself off my phone.
TikTok.
Due to emotional reasons.
Okay, I have a rule, which is that
What's
TikTok.
keeping you up?
TikTok should not be
You should not TikTok after 7 p.m.
before bed or first thing in the morning.
You're so right.
It
Derail
will,
you.
ruin your brain.
You heard it here
Yeah.
first, guys.
It's weird. It's great in the middle of the day or in the evening,
Yeah,
but not.
it's a fun evening activity.
Not right the hour before bed. No, and right when you wake up, absolutely not. It it does something weird to your mind.
It does.
Before bed, it will keep you up, but right when you wake up, it puts you in. It takes all your motivation away.
Yeah.
If you're planning on doing stuff, it makes you think
Put you in an alternate universe.
yeah, it does something weird. That's my
I think
rule.
it's the dopamine thing.
Yes, it's
It's
so
just ding,
weird.
ding, ding. Okay, I don't need to do anything else.
don't-
Boring.
Don't do it. That's my rule for myself. I absolutely don't
Honestly,
do it.
that's a great rule.
It kind of ruins my life. So when I do it those times, I love TikTok. But not
An
this time.
evening scroll through TikTok is fun.
Like
I
a
love
5 p.m. scroll.
it. Yeah, I
6
love
p.m.,
it. I love
maybe
it.
6 p.m.
Take the edge off.
Yes, it really does take the edge off. No, Nick and I sit there and we
See
scroll
this
on
happy
TikTok
hour?
and we send it TikToks to each other. Normally they're husband-wife TikToks.
I love it.
Normally it's a wife roasting the husband in TikTok. But it's
Cute.
funny.
That's cute.
Good times.
Yeah. Okay. So what about you, Wimps?
My low is that I have no food,
Oh.
but I do kind of have food,
Oh.
but I won't eat it But I'm trying to not buy new food because I should just eat the kind of food that I have.
I get it.
But then instead, I don't have food.
Can you repurpose the food that you have into something that you want to eat with like other things you have in your pantry?
Any key ingredients you could buy that would make it into really good meals? Just a couple key ingredients?
If I'm going to do that, I might as well just...
No, maybe there's something in your pantry, that you can change things up with.
Sometimes you're just missing like a couple little keys and you can make these great meals, but you need those like key ingredients.
That's a good point.
Yeah, maybe there's something to like some way to make it in a little bit different of a way.
What do you have? Tell us a couple ingredients.
I have random stuff in my freezer. Like I have 2 egg rolls.
And then just eat those.
Sounds like
I know that's the problem though. I do, but why won't I eat them?
You don't like them?
But they're fine. They're
not want to heat them up?
Well, they're not going bad anytime soon, so.
Yeah, I have these little things in my freezer that aren't enough for one meal, but I could eat them as one meal altogether, but I won't eat them. I have eggs. I have bagels.
You can make so much stuff with eggs.
I have some cheese, but not that much.
Egg bagels are classic.
Bell peppers.
Egg bagel sandwich or avocado bagel. With egg on top?
Had that for breakfast. So I
had
had
that every single day of my life.
I have ramen. I kind of been eating that.
You could do ramen and egg rolls.
Yeah, you can eat those together in a nice little meal.
That could be good. I need to like get some groceries though, is the thing. But I just won't do
So maybe finish the last 2 things, like maybe spend the next 2 days or whatever eating the foods that you have intentionally. Just like force yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And then go to the grocery store.
My grocery order every week is the light of my life. Every time I get there, I'm just like,
wow. Good for you.
I have such a great order that comes in every week. I really am on a schedule, like Amy. You don't do that?
I love it.
What?
Have one every week? Groceries?
Are you Friday? Are we synced?
Pretty much Fridays.
I'm trying to go pick it up instead of getting it delivered to save money.
Ooh,
guys.
So that's where I'm losing it because I don't want to go and pick it up.
Can you do it like after work? Because you're already driving.
But I don't want to do that. I want to go.
Yeah,
home.
it's tiring.
So I don't know. My problem is I don't have food and I'm just being like mentally disturbed.
What's your high?
My high is that I've reconnected with some old friends in the past.
I love that. That's always fun.
Did?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
By the way, the vibe of that, interesting. Interesting.
Ooh, girl, I went far
Interesting.
back.
It's not weird. I'm just saying it in a weird way. But
it's really not that weird.
It's good.
It's good. We love old friends.
Okay.
Make new friends, but keep the old.
Anyway, my low is I have a lot of unsolved problems.
Like unsolved mysteries.
That's low.
I have a few big unsolved problems that it's just stressful when you have like multiple things that you're trying to fix and you just can't get them together. So that's just a lot of stress. So lately I'm just trying to come up with some solutions. One of the biggest ones, I talked about this in the last episode, being the nap time issue here. I just don't like, especially because I'm breastfeeding. Here's the problem. Because I'm breastfeeding, I can't leave Tristan. I don't want to pump all day. I ain't doing that. So I'm not going to leave Tristan at home. I'm not going to leave Barrett home alone. Every time I take Barrett out without Tristan, which has been like twice, he's like, I want Tristan. Where's Tristan? Like he wants to be around her too. So I'm not really at the place where I want to leave them home with the babysitter while I'm working. So I have to do naps here. Long story short, it's a problem. I need to solve it. Anyway, that's my low is I'm stressed because there's a lot of like things that I need to figure out. But then my high is that my excitement and joy for life is very much overshadowing the lows because there's so many good things happening right now, especially like in our career. We have like all these cool things. You guys don't know any of them, but you will know some of them soon.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of cool things happening. And I feel like we're in like this great place we haven't been in a long time.
I agree. There's a new vibe. There's a new zhuzh.
So I'm like super excited about that. I have this like energy.
I love an energy.
Okay, so that's highs and lows.
I love it.
We're going to get into the main topic, which is making friends after college.
Ooh.
But before that, I have to tell you, if you want to see all the full episodes, like the last episode, we talked about What to do when you have a crush.
That episode is literally so good.
Lauren and I gave away all of our flirting tips. Not really.
They're so good.
We gave away our first tips. There's a lot more where that came from.
Maybe we should do a whole episode on that. You can just teach us what to do.
We gave away our first tips. And if you want to see all of it, you have to be on Patreon because the full episode of that last one and this next episode, every other episode, the full ones are only on Patreon. So you have to go to patreon.com/Cimorelli or go in our description and join. It's only $5 a month if you want all of the episodes. And you can also participate in our Monday Q&As. We do one of us a week and we get all the questions from you guys. You can also participate in Lauren's Take on here. We take those questions from Patreon. And there's a lot more cool stuff on there. Just head on over, browse around, take a look-see.
Take a look.
So shout out to all the patrons. You guys are the best. Love you guys. Let's get into the main topic. Making friends after college.
This is a really hard task.
When you get out of college, you start to realize, like, dang it. It's kind of depressing, right? When that hits you and you go, I used to make friends from like activities or school. I would just be in something with other kids my age and we would just make friends. And now I have nothing like that anymore, except for maybe your job, but your job might not have anyone like that at it.
It might have a lot of people that are older than you or like at different places in their lives.
Or you just don't connect with any of them. So you're like, dang, what am I supposed to do? I remember this hitting me. It was pretty depressing. I'm like, how do you make friends now? Where am I going to meet these people? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just walk up to a random person? Never fear. You have that problem. Everyone else has the problem too.
Yes.
And therefore, there are solutions.
Yeah. And it's also compounded by the fact that like when you graduate college, which I don't know because I didn't, but I went to this life stage where you're with these group of friends all the time for like a few years at least.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you disperse and you move other places and you're like sad and lonely again.
It's kind of shocking. I've
seen
shocking
a lot
moment.
of TikToks about it, TBH.
It's lonely and it's kind of depressing.
Or like when all your friends go off to college and you're not going to college or you're staying home for college and you have to find a whole new way to make friends.
Yes.
This is what we're here to help you with today.
So let's jump into
Because we've seen your cries for help on TikTok. And by we, I mean I have.
The first question is, where on earth do I meet people?
Oh.
So let's tell you a list. I also thought of a hack.
Oh, I love a hack.
But it only works for some people is the problem.
Yeah.
But you can make it work for you if you can get to this point, which I'll explain.
Okay.
My hack, which probably we could talk about it before where to meet people because it goes along with that one, is connect to a friend or sister, someone around you who's very social.
If you can find that person.
For me, Catherine.
And me. Well, no, Catherine.
No, you don't really get me friends.
No,
you would get her friends. Yeah, because we're not really, you might, but not really.
I'm more of your social liaison sometimes.
Yeah, you're not going to be the one who's like, Christina, I have a friend for you. That's more Kath.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's more Kath. You would do that for Lauren.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Lisa.
You did that for me and gave me one of my best friends.
Oh, I've given some friends.
You gifted us our best friend.
I've given some people friends
She's
before.
gifted many friends.
You need to meet my sister. You need to meet my sister. I feel like I'm always doing that.
You've gifted many friends in this life.
So connect with, if you have a friend who's really social, they probably want to hang out with you because they're really social.
Yeah.
Or a sister. First of all, they could probably introduce you to a lot of people, right?
Yes.
We've all experienced this, a friend or a sister. So now the question is, where are you going to go with that person? Take them with you or ask them. Okay. Ask them. Anything coming up? I really want to meet new friends.
Yes.
Do you have anything coming up that I could go with you to?
Use that as much as possible. Oh, is there anything going on this weekend that you know of? Oh, is anything going on soon or whatever? Like forge a one-on-one relationship too. Don't use them, but ask them, and soon enough they'll be clued in oh, this person wants to be invited places. You can literally straight up say, hey, either A, I'm new here, or B, I'm back here newly or whatever, and I'm trying to make new friends and you seem to know a lot of people, so I will be reaching out to you if that's okay with you to ask you a lot about what's going on. And
yes.
If they're social, they'll be yeah, totally. Here's what's going on.
So if you don't have that person, I would make that a goal in the back of your mind that when you're going to these places that we're going to mention in a second, you try to meet someone like that. Maybe they're not going to be your BFF, but that person can be really helpful because they love people. They want to be around people. They're doing a lot of different things. They get invited to a lot of different things, and they can invite you and they can introduce you to their friends. And someone who's their friend may end up being the perfect person for you. So I would say connect, make this a goal if you don't have them, connect with one of those social butterflies, try to meet one if you don't have one. So now let's get to, where do you meet these
Where
people?
could you do it? How could you do it?
Where are some places you have met some of your friends from your adult life that would be helpful for these people?
I mean, I've met most of my friends that I am friends with right now currently through like the Catholic young adult stuff that goes on.
So a church like group of some sort?
Yes, if you belong to an organized religion, go to their social events. Go to the social events.
I feel like they have so many.
It doesn't matter if you're like, oh, it's going to be nerdy or whatever, or lame or whatever. Go to the social event.
Just
keep going.
Try to meet someone.
Yeah, they always try to have all these like, fun things like, oh, we're all going to get drinks, or oh, we're going to do a talk on this, a Bible study on that. Like, you're going to meet all these people. Maybe you won't become deep friends with any of them, you don't know. Or you could meet someone that will introduce you to a whole new other subset of people. Like, you never know who you're going to meet at these events. So find events in your area, but especially if you can find some events with people that have common interests or like shared moral goals with you, or in that way of like, oh, we both practice the same religion. So we'll have like kind of a solid thing there to connect on. That's like, I think one of the biggest things is like, what things do you enjoy? What things do you like? What things that's literally the same thing. What things do you like believe in? What kind of person are you looking to meet? And then go where you think they will go. Another big place one of my friends has met a lot of her friends is adult sports leagues.
Oh.
Like if you played sports in high school or not even high school and you just want to meet a bunch of people, like sign up for your like, I don't know what it's called. Whatever, like local adult soccer league. They have every single sport, like kind of a lot of different sports out there in your city, I'm sure.
You could probably look up like young adult, whatever the heck. I mean, in general, just look up like young adult, like events or like whatever it is in your city.
Facebook is going to be popping off with events.
Oh my gosh, there's all these groups. Okay, so this is moms, but still there's like moms of insert your city, tons of those groups. So I'm sure there's ones that's like young adults of, there's tons of those.
Yeah.
There's like, and there's like ones that are specific for your religion, Facebook groups for young adults. That's definitely a big thing. What about you, Laura? Where'd you meet your adult friends?
Everyone was like a friend of a friend.
That's what I
was. Or a
friend
of one of you guys. But okay, I know some of you guys are like me and you're listening to them talk about these whack events and you're like, I'm not going to the cheese festival or whatever.
I know,
like,
but you gotta go to the cheese festival.
Whack. Why would I go there? It's just gonna be a bunch of weirdos. But sometimes you can meet someone at the cheese festival, okay?
Yeah.
Like, it feels really whack to go to these weird random things and you're like, oh, so cringe. But there's other people that are also like, oh, this is whack, but I'm really trying to make friends because I have no friends who are going to go to those weird events too.
Yeah.
So just because you think the event is weird, it doesn't mean there's only going to be weird people there, because there's some people that are just like, man, I'm really trying to make friends. Let me just put myself out there and go to these weird things.
And what are you going to do anyway with your free time because you don't have any friends to hang out with?
Yeah, you're just going to sit
you're busy.
there.
Yeah. You could go to the cheese festival and not scroll on TikTok.
I went to a lot of like event type of things and I didn't meet anyone at a lot of them. But the point is, finally at one thing I did meet someone. And then as Lauren was saying, it's like friend of a friend. A lot of the times I'd go to something, I would meet someone and that person wouldn't end up being my close friend, but they would invite me to something else. And the thing they invited me to, I would meet a really close friend there, or they would introduce me to someone who ended up being my really close friend. This happened a lot of times. So you just got to remember, it's not just like I went. I think we get down ourselves too easy. Like, oh, but I went to the thing, I didn't meet anyone. It's okay. You might not meet anyone, or I met this person, I don't really feel like they're that good potential. That's okay. You just want to start like even like having more casual friendships, even if you want like a lot more deep friendships. This is what I always want. I'm like, why do I want this casual friendship? I've realized there is a lot of value in that because they can introduce you to a lot of new people and that might end up being the people that you end up being really close with.
Yeah.
Okay, one other thing I just thought of, and maybe it's not really applicable everywhere because this is Nashville, but I've met a lot of people at like music things, like concerts, like
Really?
live. Because think about it, you're standing right next to someone that's interested in the same thing that you're interested in, and it's really easy to make conversation. Just like, oh, so have you seen them before? Oh, do you know their music? I don't know them. Like, it's so easy to talk to someone at like a music event.
Yes.
Thing.
Also, in every area, I feel like there are places where young people tend to congregate. You know what I mean? Like people your age, like
what?
Specific coffee shops,
Okay.
specific gyms, specific things. Like if you can figure out where those places are and just start going there a bunch, like if there's like a really like popular coffee shop around you with people your age that you like know of, like go at times where people that your age, that are your age you think would go at that time.
Yes.
And this is the thing. You might be thinking, I'm just going to go talk to some rando at the coffee shop. No, I'm not doing that. But that's not what we're saying, okay? Because what you do is you just keep showing up at this place. You keep saying the same person. Then one day they're like, hey, can you watch my stuff? While I go to the bathroom? You're like, oh, yeah, sure. And then it's like you get familiar with people and then there's like a normal in for conversation. And then sometimes you can actually meet someone interesting. It's not go there and then just talk to some rando because that's horrific. Unless you want to do that. It's like there's a slow burn.
Apparently, a lot of people meet people at gyms. I have not yet, but a lot of people do.
I could see that if you go all the time.
At a regular
take, like, a
time
class,
that people go. Yes,
like
classes.
you're constantly doing a yoga class or something with the gals, and then you like keep seeing.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh, cute outfit. And like, oh, thanks, girl. And you're like, oh, that one was so rough. Okay, bye.
Exactly.
And then it's like, it snowballs.
Yeah, apparently, I keep seeing on TikTok, if you have like health insurance, a lot of times they have plans where you can join a bunch of different gyms, like basically for free. So you should look into that. You should look into that because they probably have that.
Okay, so what about how to start a friendship / ask someone to hang out?
Oh, so let's set the stage. You've seen them around a bunch. You have to start with a conversation. So you have talked maybe a time or a few times, hopefully. And you're like, wow, you seem really cool. Do you want to hang out sometime? Just say that.
Just ask if they want to hang out.
Yeah, just be like, you seem really cool. If you have a shared interest, like, oh, you both love going to Barnes & Noble, you know? Because sometimes you do. You're like, oh, we should go to Barnes & Noble together. Are you free this weekend? Or like, oh, there's this new restaurant or whatever if you partake in eating out.
I feel like it's just the classic like brunch or coffee or maybe lunch, whatever. Or
if you consume alcohol drinks, I don't know.
Whatever the heck. I feel like that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys? Right.
I think some people way overthink it. They're like, oh, I can't ask this person to hang out. It's so weird. It's not weird.
Just be like, hey, are you doing anything this weekend? We should get together.
I think it just feels like tough at that age because you're like, I've never had to like put in this much effort before. It's just like this person and I were going to basketball together all the time, and then we just saw each other all the time, and then we just are friends.
Yeah.
Because we're a teenager, you know? And now it's like, now I have to put in all this effort and this feels so weird and it's like can get you down. And I think you just remind yourself like this is totally, I feel like no one prepared me for this.
No one ever does.
I didn't know this was like this is a normal part of adulthood. This is very normal. So you have to just realize this is a normal part of life that everyone pretty much goes through. And it feels like weird, like why do I have to put so much effort? Because it's new to you. And it is hard at first. For some people, it's not as hard. For other people, it's very hard. But I think for most people, it's hard.
It is. I remember it's a hard thing to do.
Kath talking about how frustrated she was and she really wanted to find good friends. And she's very outgoing.
You got to put the pedal to the metal.
And she was trying really hard and she was trying all these. Kath tried really hard when we first moved to Nashville. She tried so hard and I went to all these random things, all these random like Bible studies. And I remember we did not make one friend at a bunch of these different things. But then soon enough, she makes like this one friend and they introduce her to someone else and someone else. So it's one of those things where you have to like you got to really keep trying and like be dedicated. Otherwise, you can kind of become isolated.
Really
in adulthood.
isolated. And it's really easy to become isolated.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
No.
So you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and I know that it's scary and you're probably nursing your wounds from everyone moving away. But, you know, you got to know that there are friends around the corner. You just have to seek them out.
Now, what should we look for in a friend? What do you look for in a friend?
What do you look for,
What do you guys personally?
Are you saying, like, when you first meet someone, like, to know if you should, like, be friends with them?
Yeah, I think people often don't think about this. They just meet someone, they're like getting to know them and they're like, oh, we're friends. But I think as we grow up and we realize like some of my friendships were toxic or like I realize some people are not as supportive as others, it really is important. It's important to really pay attention to who you're surrounding yourself with. You can have people who lift you up, inspire you, you grow together, they're supportive.
You live, laugh, love together.
Not everyone is going to be like that for you. And
you can
it's
have friends
important
that are
to have
holding you back.
Yeah, and treating you badly. So for you personally, let's each say, what are the qualities that you look for in a friend that you think makes a really great friend? And maybe some are specific just to you. Just let us know what they are.
Sense of humor.
Yes.
I cannot be friends with people that are like, oh, haha. Like, you need to actually, like, make a joke. Or
I'm kind of
even if you don't make a joke, laugh at my jokes. Like, I'm trying to make jokes here.
Someone who has a sense of humor.
I can't be friends with people that make rude jokes. I can't do it. That is a sneaky sign you need to look out for because they will erode your self-esteem and make you feel bad about yourself. People that are constantly like making fun of you, but like, haha, lighthearted, it's a joke. Yeah, okay, whatever, it's a joke. But did I laugh? No, I did not laugh. Yeah. In fact, I probably texted you later and said, can you please stop that?
Well, yeah. When you first meet someone, you shouldn't be making jokes about them. Like, make a joke about something else.
Like funny, haha.
So good sense of humor that's compatible with your sense of humor.
Yes. Someone that's like working on themselves.
Okay. So prioritizes personal growth.
Yeah, self. Yeah, not self. Self.
Working on themselves.
Maybe they feel like they have multiple selves. And they have to work on that.
Well, interesting. But I agree with that one.
Someone that's like trying to grow, they're trying to like pursue passions in life. That's a big one.
I would say someone that has like similar perspective as me. Not like, oh, we think all the same things, see things all the same way. But like, I don't even really know how to explain that. But it's just some people like, you don't see the world really even in the same universe. And I just can't speak to that.
There's a lot of different outlooks you can have on life, I feel like. Yeah. And it's kind of weird because I'm trying to think of what are the categories, but that'd be a long conversation for another day. I'm like, what are all the different categories that of people's kind of like perspectives they can have? But I feel like they do kind of fit into different ones. Like some people are generally like more negative, which is kind of a broad word, but some people are generally more, some people, they don't want to see anything negative and everything
has to be positive.
It's toxic positivity. Everything
and that gets tiring.
And they don't really want people in their world who don't share that worldview.
Yeah, and also know that there are many different types of friends. You can have friends for many different occasions in life. They don't all have to be like your ride or die, I can tell them anything, soul connection friend. Like you can have a lot of different social friends for different things. I think that's like honestly a really important part of life to like have friends you go to the gym with, have friends you go and do this thing with, like have your like close friends. But like having a broad circle is only going to like serve you more, you know?
One of the biggest qualities for me is trustworthy.
Oh,
I always get a little sketched out with friends. I'm like, when I meet someone new, I'm always like, I don't know, just a little bit worried, whatever. So trustworthy is really important to me. And for me, that kind of goes along with like how can you see that, like gather that in the beginning? It's like making plans with them being consistent, reliable, and then like things they talk about. Like if they're gossiping about other people to you, I do not appreciate that.
No.
And especially if they're talking about people who are close to them and like sharing all their personal business.
They will share your personal business up and down the block, honey.
I know that's like a bonding thing for a lot of people, but for me, that
ain't really bonding.
Not something I enjoy. So I look for people who seem to be trustworthy and like their other friends and people in their life can trust them as well.
Also, there's a phrase, fast friends are fake friends. So like when you meet someone and they're trying to be your BFF all of a sudden out of nowhere, you don't know them. They can't be your BFF right away. It's like kind of like love bombing in a way.
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
it
the
is.
friendship thing of love bombing. They always leave you just as quickly as they found you.
That's weird, but
Like,
true.
It's just a wild ride. So like know that, and if someone's trying to come on really strong, just keep a remembrance of that.
I think other thing I look for is authenticity.
Oh yeah,
because that's really important to me. Like I can't be like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
You
I'm
can't
just
be
trying
like,
to be
"Oh,
me.
wow." Yeah.
And I
Agreed.
need people that like I feel like, oh yeah, like we know, like we
Yeah,
can
we
just
get
be
it.
us. We don't have to like say all this weird stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to freaking what is the word? Disclaim everything.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You don't want that.
Yeah.
What else? Any good qualities you guys can think of? I'm trying to think of my friends and the great qualities they share.
I feel like it's like
Such
vibes.
great qualities.
like
Yes.
good vibe.
yeah.
Well, that's important though.
I guess like it's like when I say stuff, they understand what I'm saying.
yes.
I don't know what that is, but like some people, it's like
like
you
they get
talk
you.
and they're just like, what?
They're like, who?
Yes. Some people you talk and they kind of like nod their
Like,
head and squint their eyes, but you can tell they're like not getting
They
you.
don't appreciate
Yeah.
it.
It's like people who get you. They're just
Yeah.
like, what? That is weird. Why do so many people?
Yeah.
Which I think maybe that's like the different life perspectives thing. Like they just
Probably,
don't see things the same way, and you talk and they're like, what?
Yeah.
You make a joke and they're like, who? And you're like,
Yeah. Oh, I just thought of one. What was it? Dang it. Supportive?
Yes.
Like when you talk about something that was very dramatic. When you talk, I thought another one. Okay, so yeah, when you bring up like things you're working on or like goals you're working towards and stuff, does this person, first of all, do they make you feel like you can't bring stuff up? Like obviously you're
Yeah.
not trying to rub it in their face, but you're just saying like, I'm working on this thing. I'm excited about this. These are my goals. Do people say that? I realize. I say that.
I think
know.
they do.
I don't know if everyone says that, but I like to say
I
to
think
talk
people
about
are like, oh, I'm working on this thing.
When
or like, oh, I'm doing this thing at work.
Okay.
Like this project.
When
I'm
I
working on.
when I
know.
talk to friends, that's basically like the main thing I want to talk about is like what is going on in your life? Like what are your goals? What are you really excited about? What are your passions? What are your hobbies? That's what I really like to talk about.
I love that.
And what ways are you personally growing?
I love it.
But I don't say that, but I'm just thinking that. So someone, when you're talking about this stuff, are they like supporting you and like building you up and like, yeah, oh my gosh, that's so cool? Or are they just kind of like not interested in it and like tearing you down? What you guys had a strong reaction to that. Do you have anything to share for supportive friends?
Well, I just feel like there's a lot of people I meet and they're like, hi. And I can just tell they hate me even though I didn't even do anything.
Or you're like
And,
competition.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like they see me as like a competition thing. Or like I talk about like, oh yeah, this thing I'm doing. They're like, oh, like I just can't do that.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I surround myself with nice people
Supportive women.
that are nice to me
Women supporting
about the things that I do. I think my strong reaction, because I didn't used to do that. I used to just kind of be love bombed by people, and they like I was so like quiet, and I think people would like seek me out and be like, ooh, she is the person I will become best friends with. And they would just like talk. And I was just like, okay, cool. They're just like, perfect. Like, like I was like background music to their friendship. Just like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and I didn't
that.
really talk about myself that much. I was just like, I will do whatever you want to do. Cool, whatever. I'm down for anything. Haha.
Gotcha.
So like actually having friendships now where it's not like that. It's like equal opportunity
Oh, I love
I
it.
see.
and like support. It's just like
We
it's a
love
big
support.
difference.
What about this?
Oh.
People who have a healthy sense of or boundaries.
Oh,
Yes.
so important.
Yes.
You have to have boundaries and respect my boundaries, please.
I feel like friendship is a pretty easy place. Well, no, just in general. But friendship, you really get to see if someone's like trying to push the boundaries, like they're too too aggressive with their pursuit of your friendship. They're like too nosy or like sharing too much or like stuff. I don't know how to describe that exactly, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Well, it's like the difference between I say to someone, hey, I know we had plans, but I'm just feeling so exhausted. I feel like I just need to be alone tonight. Someone who's like, wow, I respect that you say that and don't just make up a lie. And it's fine that you need to rest. Good for you. Have a good rest. Even though, I wanted to hang out, like, okay, yeah, totally fine. Versus you say to someone, they're like, oh, come on, you can hang out.
No, I cannot.
What?
Yeah, you're like, I need to go to sleep early.
There's nothing
And they're
better.
like, come on, stay up late.
No, rude.
No,
Disrespect.
rude.
I think it's fine if someone says that like once, but if they're like constantly pushing you,
No.
Yeah.
it ain't
out.
right. Because sometimes you're like, oh, come on. But that's not necessarily a red flag. But if it's like they're always pushing you, like you're always telling them what you want to do, and they're always pushing against what you tell them, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No.
Also, there's nothing better literally ever in this world, kind of, than when someone cancels on you before you cancel on them.
That okay,
You're like, I'm going to
to
cancel on you because I'm so tired, but they're tired and they already say, oh, I can't. And you're like, I love it.
I used to totally feel that. Now it doesn't really happen anymore.
It's just
I'm
such a
like,
nice feeling.
Finally, I have a plan
Yeah.
with a friend, and we ain't canceling it. We're like, we gotta talk to
I'm
each
like,
other.
I have seen people every day this week and I can't do it anymore. And they're like, I'm tired. I'm like, me too.
Yeah, I think in motherhood it's different because it's like we don't make as many plans anymore.
Yeah.
So when we finally make them, we're like, we're hanging out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yes, totally gotta respect that.
They got-
okay. Now me when I just scrolled back like 8 episodes. Okay. So then what about how to deepen or maintain a friendship?
Yeah, okay, because I feel like a lot of people, they're in a place with someone where it's like, oh, they talk at work or like they have hung out once or twice, but they're not
I know what to
really
pull
like
out for
real
this.
friends.
I know what to pull out for this. Do you know what it is?
The 7 levels of intimacy.
Oh,
The
yes.
7 levels of
Intimacy.
This thing has been so helpful.
It is really helpful, actually.
It is a pyramid. You can Google it for yourself. And
Much like the food pyramid. No, I'm kidding.
I think this is really cool because it's a pyramid, so it's like the top one's like
Tiers.
cliche and the very bottom one is needs. And it's different levels of intimacy, 7 to be exact. And this is kind of cool to see like, I don't know, like kind of what level you're on with people, like what you're sharing. And it's weird if you like meet someone and you jump right to the 7th level is kind of weird. And the 6th level, for instance, is fears, failures, and weaknesses.
You know what? A lot of people love to jump like 6 layers deep, though, and they'll be like, so what's your biggest goal in life? When you first meet them, first sentence out of their mouth. And you're like, what? I don't know you.
Yeah, it can be kind of
Me and my friend
weird.
were sitting at a party and this guy was trying to say stuff like that. And we were both like, she
Yeah,
was like,
that's a lot.
I don't really want to like answer that. I was like, same. She was like, I don't know. And I was
Just
like,
ask
same.
him what his was.
He probably would have had it ready to go.
I'm curious what his was, if it sounded really like weird and fake or if it was
Probably,
like,
I don't know, but it's like some people, they just come and they're just like, what is your biggest thing? I want to go deep. I'm like, I don't know you.
Like,
Get
just
away.
chill. So this, I'll tell you, I'll read them from top to bottom. So it
I
starts
love
with cliche, which is like when you talk to someone, you're like, hey, how's it going?
It's going.
It's
Yeah.
going. Yeah, Then it's facts.
So you're like, oh, wait, what is a fact that is not like,
You're like,
is it
oh,
an
it's
opinion?
Raining
Or opinion's
today.
another one?
It's, opinion's the next one.
So it's like, oh, yeah, it's raining today, the weather, I don't know.
Yeah. Opinions. Then you say something that you're thinking about, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm too tired of thinking of examples. You guys can think of
You
examples.
get it.
Then it's hopes and dreams.
Yeah, see, you don't jump to level 4
Then
when I
it's
don't know you.
feelings.
Oh!
Then it's fears, failures, and weaknesses.
Oh.
And then it's needs.
It's interesting that the feelings are after the hopes and dreams or whatever.
Feelings, yes.
That's interesting to me. I get that though.
You're like, I really want this thing to happen, hopes and dreams. But then feelings is like, I'm
I feel
feeling this,
this.
sharing
Oof,
what you're
yeah.
feeling. So this thing is basically just illustrating how we start on the surface level and then we open up and we go deeper and we share all these different levels. And that's like how we get close with people, like sharing these different parts of us with them. And it's kind of interesting just to see that and be aware of it.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you an idea of like the depth the potential of depth there is there to be shared with each other. And you can even see like, do I share these things with this friend? Like, where are we at? What do we talk about a lot? Like, what kind of level do we feel like we're on?
Yeah, because the thing is like when someone comes in trying to like, do like jump 5 million levels deep, it's like they're doing what is called creating false intimacy. Because you think, oh, I trust them because I've told them so many things. They've told me so many things. But you don't actually know them. You know people by what they do, not necessarily what they say. Mm-hmm. So it's like when someone comes in really, really coming in way too hot. And this is in relationships and friendships, both equally. They want to feel like they know you when they haven't earned that right yet. And it tricks you into thinking you know them when you haven't earned that right from them yet. So
but what if that's not happening? And you just want to get closer.
Then you can like start venturing down the pyramid. Be like, okay, have I been sharing my opinions on things around them? Because sometimes you haven't been.
Okay, that's a big one is oftentimes we don't share our actual opinions on things. We just mirror back to people what they share with us because we think, oh, we can't be. And that's like a childhood trauma kind of, or maybe dysfunction or whatever you want to call it. What's a nice, gentle word?
Childhood
experience.
Wound?
I don't know,
how about wound?
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't, whatever.
Okay, that's a childhood thing probably coming up there. It's where you feel like I can only connect with people and people will only want to be around me if I share the same opinion as them.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's not how it works. There's some people who only want to be around people who reflect everything back to them. That's kind of odd in my opinion. But we can talk about things and be like, oh, I love that movie. Oh, I hated that movie. Oh, interesting. What did you think about
like
it?
you can actually do certain activities too, like going to the movies, going to ice cream or things like that where you're getting something or doing something and just start by telling your opinion on honestly like very safe subjects. Like, oh, like telling your opinion on these kinds of ice cream or this kind of food or this movie or whatever, like starting slow. Then you build up that like trust of like, oh, I can tell them my opinions on these things. Like they're a safe person. So then you can go deeper. So start by just like trying to open up in smaller ways and also give it time. Because I think to know a person or to be actually comfortable around a person, it takes literal time. Mm-hmm. So to deepen a friendship, just intentionally spend time with someone. It doesn't mean intentionally tell them every deep, dark fact about yourself, but when you spend time with someone, you will naturally...
You'll build the trust
trust and things will come up like your seventh toe. I don't know.
Because you'll see the way that they have interacted with you and other people. You'll see like how they are when you're out to eat, how they are when they notice this thing, whatever it is.
When they're having a bad day, when you're having a bad day.
How to trust them or not. You'll be like, I can't trust them. Yeah. You'll see if you can or not based on how they live their life.
And there are some really great people that you can trust on most things, but not other things. So just don't talk about the other things.
That's true because certain people, I mean, everyone probably has certain topics that are, everyone has topics that are more touchy than other topics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they'll just trigger you in a way that makes it difficult. And sometimes we just realize what those are with certain people and we don't talk about those exact topics because that person's not ready for it.
Because you have those things too, but about yourself with other people as well. So
like some people hate psychology and they don't want to hear one word about it.
So then you talk about other things.
That's what I've learned.
Yes.
People really hate it.
A lot of people have a deep hatred of anything psychological and they don't want to hear about it. I've learned that pretty early on and it was pretty careful with like trying to see if people like this stuff or not because a lot of people take that as a personal attack.
I don't know why, but
it's wild. So anyway, if those people, I just don't really bring it up because it's like, why would you? Some people though, they notice that something is triggering someone and then they just like push it. I guess they like to argue about stuff, like just the feeling of arguing. I like passionate discussions. Those are fun. Arguments where you just like, I want to try to trap you with like, what's it called? Debate.
Yeah, no.
That's not very fun. But some people like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird.
It's just like playing ping pong.
Yeah, I like it when you're like really trying to discuss and like really try to understand what they're saying, not try to trap them with like some kind of like semantics type of thing. That's annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like we covered a lot of stuff.
I agree. Is there any? I think we really got it.
Yeah. What's our bottom line?
We love friendship. The bottom line is if
Put
you
yourself
keep
out there,
putting in the effort, you will see the rewards. It might take a few seasons because, that's how plants grow through seasons, but they will grow if you keep watering them.
Yeah, you got to be resilient. It's kind of sucks because it just can feel like, well, I don't have any friends now, so sucks for me. But in reality, this is just like everything in life.
Yes.
It's like you're going to try something, you're going to fall down, and you got to get back up. You can't just live on the floor. Well, you can, but it's just, you don't want to do that.
You got to pick yourself back up.
So if you're not in that place yet, you got to question, why am I not putting myself out there? Why will I not get back up? You got to do some journaling, some praying, whatever it is, but we got to figure it out.
You got to.
All right. That's all we got for today.
That is.
Anyone else feel like loopy?
Yes.
In a good way.
I need water.
I'm
thirsty. Okay.
Kind of. Honestly, Nick was up last night from 10 to 3.
Doing what?
Because he had horrifying tooth pain. Because he refuses because of his wisdom teeth.
Does he need to get them out?
Yes, and he refuses to because he's like, I can't because then I have to take this break from work and blah, 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 whatever. I'm like,
he needs to take that break.
This is the last straw. It's never been this bad before.
Maybe that'll force him. Desperation can force a man to get his teeth out.
It's taught me you got to get your wisdom teeth out.
Desperation forced me to get antibiotics, so.
Anyway, that's why I'm tired. But why am I tired? Because he was up.
Well, because were you up too?
Know. Not really. But I was a little bit up. I'd be like, oh, he's not sleeping. I was worried that he wasn't sleeping. Why though? I don't know.
Well, it happens to the best.
He wasn't doing
you
anything.
Like love him or something.
I was like, oh, he's not.
You want the best for your husband.
I'm like, he can handle it. It'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll live.
Okay. Anyway, so let's move on to the 5 perspectives.
Let's do it, ladies.
Wow.
I don't know. I forgot what it is. Let's see it.
I feel like I haven't slept, but I did get some sleep. So it's
well, maybe it was just very fitful sleep or whatever.
Okay. Making a conversation in an elevator. Nice or weird?
I do it, so I don't know.
Man, okay.
Slightly weird.
I feel like people always talk to me in elevators.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm just like, no.
Usually people don't really want to talk in elevators.
I like when you leave the elevator and they're like, have a good day.
Yeah, that's an appropriate amount.
I like that.
Unless it's like, oh, I like your shoes or something, then I'll be like, cool outfit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I feel like you could make conversation though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
and
weird.
it would be nice.
I do it all the time.
People always make comments on my children when we're in elevators.
Ew.
And I don't know
Get away from her
good
children.
Or is it bad?
What did they say?
What?
And is it?
Like, think about them being cute, but I'm like, every time someone says that, I'm like, are you a predator? I mean, they probably aren't.
Christina, I would
hope.
think that as well.
Yeah, but every time someone says that, I'm just like,
yesterday I was
don't
playing with
look at
Garrett,
them.
And I was like, we're going outside. And I was like, you better have pants on. So I put pants on him because you never know.
You never know. I feel like every time I try to make a conversation in an elevator, it doesn't go.
I've never tried to
I don't
make
know.
conversation in an elevator.
I feel like whenever I make like comments to strangers, they almost always don't work out. But then people make comments to me a lot.
That's so weird.
I feel
every
like
time
it's like
oh,
random men.
like this. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
A random.
And then the person's like,
Like, okay.
Like maybe I just picked the wrong people to make a comment to.
Maybe, actually.
Okay. This is my final answer. I would never make conversation with someone else in an elevator, but generally I do appreciate when they make it with me.
So
I'm
you
like,
think it's like
okay, yeah.
mostly nice?
I think it's nice for someone else to do, but not me to do.
I think it's nice if they're not creepy. That's
Well,
really
yeah.
it.
Okay, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think
that's
it's
what I'm
nice
saying.
if they are creepy.
Well, you said nice or weird, so I'm like, okay. In my opinion, it's nice if they're not creepy. Then if they're creepy, it's weird. So
yeah,
it's like,
it's definitely not a one or the other thing. it's one of those things where it depends on the person.
You have to
And
go
the
all in.
circumstance.
That's what it is. Don't make awkward conversation in the elevator. You have to either be like, bam, I'm making conversation in this elevator, or just
Yes.
don't be like, oh, ooh. Like some
okay.
people do that, where they make
that
like
is awkward.
this hesitant conversation. Don't do that. Just
I just
pick
thought
one.
of a random one. This
no.
woman, I was shopping for children's stuff at this. I posted on my story about this
She
large
said, got enough sandwiches?
consignment sale, and she was like looking at the shoes, and she's like, I can't believe they. She either said, I can't believe they approved these, or these are in the wrong section. I can't remember which one. She said one of those things. And she was saying it out loud. I don't think she was saying it to herself. I was the only person there.
yeah.
So she
I
was
don't
like,
know.
I can't believe. And she was like kind of looking in my direction. And I looked over at her and I went like, yeah. But I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then she didn't say anything. I was like, oh, yeah. And then she was like, and just walked away.
Some people do that. They just try to make a comment to
Very
you, and you just say,
strange.
oh, yeah, and then that's it. I feel like people do that in like the grocery
And then I was
store.
like, maybe she wasn't talking to me.
Well,
I
she
know.
was talking
you talk
to
yourself
someone.
a lot, so I
yeah,
do too.
I talk to myself a lot.
I would say that though. I would say talk to myself and be like, I can't believe they approved these.
I was talking to myself a lot that whole time, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it could have just been another you.
Anyway, let's.
Wrap it on up with our sister spotlight.
I could go to bed right now. Let's go to Sister Spotlight,
Woo! I'm too tired to do the spotlight thing, so.
where we have me, Kath, Lisa, Amy, Lauren. Let's see who is this week. And it's Amy.
Woo! Okay. So today for my crisis, I'm going to do a list of things or reasons or whatever I hate driving.
Oh.
A list of things I hate about driving or a list of reasons why I hate driving. Number 1, other cars. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what state you're in. I don't know anything about you. And your presence makes me feel very uncomfortable. So please leave. I hate other cars. I cannot stand driving next to them. They just scare me. I'm like, are you going to like swerve? Are you going to like do a flip? I don't know. Who could ever know? So number 1, other cars. Hate them. I like to drive when the road is empty. That is my favorite time to drive.
Love it.
I love an empty road. I feel peace in my soul and joy in my heart. Another thing I hate, left turns. I know it's cliche, but I hate them. They're scary. And you get stuck waiting for them for days. And you're like, will I ever?
You know what's the worst? When the 2 people are turning left, but it starts with you just driving straight towards each other. And you're like, what if they don't turn?
Oh, I hate it.
Scary.
I also feel like, does anybody else feel patronized when random old men are like
No,
telling
I
you
love
to go?
It.
I'm like,
I love
like,
it.
I don't
wanna
need
go.
you to tell me when to go. I know when to go.
No.
I'm literally driving out of this garage, turning right now.
No, I'm like,
you don't need to tell me to go.
I appreciate it.
It's annoying. Oh, another thing I hate, 4-way stops. I don't want to have to know when I'm supposed to go. I don't have to put in that
Like,
work.
just have a light
put in that
to tell
effort.
me.
Yes, I need the light. Traffic lights are my savior. They are my joy unless
Oh my gosh.
you have to turn left on a busy street and the left doesn't have a left arrow. It's just a yield light.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
my worst
bad.
enemy, worst nightmare. Hate you, Drake. Just can't hear. No,
Hate
bad.
you, Drake.
Let's
Drake
see.
and Josh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things I hate about driving. Not being really short. I hate it. Sometimes I get really bored when I'm driving. I'm like, I don't want to drive right now, but I have to
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah, that
And
happens.
it just gets so boring. And I'm like trying to listen to a song that'll make me unbored, but it's just bad. I hate traffic more than anything. I feel like I'm going to die. I feel like no one's ever going to let me in. Once again, I have no trust with the other cars on the road. The other cars, enemies. It's just not right. Ariel's saying parking, which not necessarily the act of parking, but knowing if there's going to be parking. The theory of having to park my car somewhere, horrifying.
Not fun.
Death. Oh, another number 1 enemy. So many enemies. Parallel parking. Ew. I'd rather cry. I'd rather park 20 miles away than parallel park.
Oh
I'd
my
rather run
gosh.
a marathon to get to where I'm going.
Oh my god.
It's so scary. Paid lots. Ew! How dare you make money off of my time of need? How dare you? Especially when it's like $40.
Yeah, that's...
One time I went to a wedding and I had to pay $40 in parking in downtown Nashville.
That's crazy.
It was it might have been $20 or $40. Either way, it was heinous. It was a crime. Never, ever. So hate that. Hate so many things. Let's see. I think I got a lot of them out in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In conclusion.
Wait, can I say a hate
Yes.
that I know you hate?
Yes.
When a semi-truck is next to you on a turn.
Yes, it's so scary.
Oh, it's so scary.
Oh, another hate. When people tailgate me, get away. Stop it. Stop it now. I don't tailgate other people, so other people should not tailgate me. I feel like it's just like, do unto others, but apparently others are not doing unto me.
Did you get when people don't use their turn signals?
Oh, that one's bad. When people are like just randomly fling a turn out of nowhere, no. Tell me what's going on. Although I have the opposite problem where I turn on my turning signal way too early. When
That's dangerous.
my turning signal goes on when I think about the turn. Because someone help me out here. I don't know how to judge 200 feet. Who knows what the heck that means? I'm like, is it 2 houses ahead of here? Is it like 3? Is it 10? I don't know.
Thinking of it by houses?
I guess. I never thought about it. I'm just like, 200 feet. I don't know.
That's a good point.
It's just stressful. You're in a giant death machine. Really dangerous. People don't care. People are also dumb. They drive distracted. They drive drunk. They drive in heinous manners. They put your life at risk for what?
Yikes.
For what?
Yikes.
For what?
You need to move to the city where you walk everywhere.
Wait, my number one hatred of all time. I'm sorry, but bicyclists.
Oh.
I hate them.
Yikes.
Nothing I hate more. Sorry to all my friends' parents that have, or my friends that have biker parents. No, get off the roads. It's
Go on a trail.
Literally ride on high traffic roads in the middle of the lane, acting like they're a car. Brother, you will be crushed. You will be crushed. And it will be a sad day. So stop it. Because I feel like I can't get around you because there's like, it's the worst when there's a lot of cars on the other side of the road too. So I'm stuck going 2 miles an hour when you can't just like get over and get off the road that you shouldn't be on anyway because this is for cars, not bikes. Okay, if you want a bike, move to Amsterdam. They love a bike there. They love it. So move there. No offense. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say.
Wow.
Okay.
Why Amy hates bicycles.
I hate them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is that a
if
word,
that's you.
bicyclist?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's the rant. Why Amy hates bicycles.
it is. Move to Amsterdam. Get out.
Wow.
Get out.
Okay.
I love you all.
There
but not
you
if you
have it.
bike.
Sorry to everyone out there who's a bicyclist.
I'm not sorry. You need to learn the rules of the road that are my rules.
Please comment if that's you. I'm curious.
Okay.
It's not them.
I would love to know.
We gotta go.
Who these people are.
We're just getting loopier by the moment.
All right. We'll talk to you guys in the next episode. If you want to see all the full episodes, you got to join our Patreon, linked in the description. We'll see you
love to
later.
see it.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.